Time now for your forecast first. WRBL News 3 First Alert Weather.
We're waking up below average this morning with temperatures well into the 30s. And boy, what a difference a day makes. We're about 20 to 30 degrees cooler than we were yesterday at this time. Of course, yesterday our temperatures dropped most of the day. Today we're going to definitely be below seasonable. After starting out in the upper 20s and low 30s, we'll see highs top out in the upper 40s to low 50s. But we could see some rain over the next 48 hours. I'll talk about that and look at some events going on today in just a bit. You're watching WRBL News 3 Saturday morning.
Straight ahead, as storms move across the U.S., local areas see the impact. Coming up, the Plains is getting a new president. We have the details about who will soon be the head of Auburn University. Plus, we have the latest on the situation at the Ukraine border. News 3 Saturday morning starts right now.
On your side, this is News 3 Saturday morning.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 Saturday morning. It's great to be with you here bright and early to start your day. I'm Carissa D'Agostino. Severe weather moved across the country in many forms over the past 24 hours, so we begin this morning by sending it over to Brian Thomas for a look at your weather.
Yeah, that's right, Carissa. Right now, sunshine 30s across the region, but in places like Memphis, Tennessee, one of the hardest hit places, over 200 trees were brought down. Over 100,000 people were left without power. Even now, there's reports of over 300,000 people without power from Texas all the way up to New York. And of course, you know, we had our own fair share of weather as Columbus saw nearly 4.5 inches of rain since Thursday night. A lot of that falling from 8 p.m. Thursday to about 4 a.m. Friday morning. That's a lot of rain in a short period of time, which did cause some flooding along the Chattahoochee, Carissa.
And the Chattahoochee River was in a heavy flood stage following the rainfall. News 3's Chuck Williams reports from the riverside where some folks were actually enjoying the swells.
That is the sound of a rising river, and that is what the Chattahoochee did overnight.
This morning at about 3:40, we sent out a notice to all the concerned parties, such as the City of Columbus, that we're going to enter a high flow event.
Multiple spillway gates at Oliver Dam were opened, and they were still open Friday afternoon. The normal flow in the Chattahoochee is between 3,000 and 4,000 cubic feet per second. By 3:30 Friday morning, it was 43,000 cubic feet per second and rising. The peak was at 7:30 a.m. at almost 62,000 cubic feet per second. It was just what a group of world-class kayakers who winter and train in Columbus were hoping for.
Yes, we've been up checking levels since 6:30 a.m. and we're excited for this big water because it brings up some big waves that we don't have a chance to surf very often.
So I woke up this morning around 7:45 and I got a text from Luke that said, "Dude!" And so I checked the river levels and it was up at 62,000. So I jumped in my car as fast as I could and drove here and got on the river.
It didn't take them long to get into the river. They were surfing near City Mills, and it was a wild ride.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's really intense. You know, you kind of hold on. It's throwing you around, and every once in a while, it just opens up. You get a great trick, and just feels like the best thing in the world.
Chuck Williams, WRBL News 3, on your side.
And continuing weather coverage, a major winter storm that has battered most of the country this week is now bearing down on the East Coast. Several 100,000 homes and businesses remained without power Friday night as heavy snow knocked down tree limbs and power lines from Texas to Ohio. Parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and New England got more than a foot of snow, while icy roads remain the biggest threat for travelers. CBS News correspondent Laura Podesta reports from New York.
The big freeze isn't ready to release its powerful grip on Texas.
Most of the state will continue to experience sub-freezing temperatures for a few more nights.
Frozen and slippery roads in Fort Worth made it nearly impossible for these drivers to stay on course along this off-ramp. On Friday, the storm moved east. Roads in Boston and throughout the region became icy with sub-freezing temperatures taking hold.
A lot of spinouts today. You know, I mean, it's just such a hard thing for the crews to keep up with.
New York's governor urged people to avoid going outside.
The storm is throwing everything at us. We have snow, we have freezing rain, we have sleet, we have icy roads.
Elsewhere, this tree, believed to be some 2 centuries old, came crashing down on the garage of a Lexington, Kentucky home.
How many different ways this tree could have come down on our house, on our neighbor with her baby.
Firefighters helped a tenant escape through a window, reportedly without injury. Thousands were left without power after an ice storm pounded Memphis. Streets all around the area displayed the storm's might, and those hoping to visit Elvis Presley's home have to wait at least another day after Graceland canceled tours Friday because of the weather. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And download our news app, and don't forget to turn on the notifications. You don't want to miss important alerts about breaking news. And turning our eyes now to LaGrange, where the community is coming together in Troup County to give over 30,000 pounds of chicken. Our News 3's Amanda Peralta is live with the story. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Carissa. I'm here at Lafayette Christian School, where community members have gathered and will begin distributing over 30,000 pounds of chicken. The donation comes from the nonprofit organization Pay It Forward 2K15, which was created and originated by a LaGrange native, Melissa Neal. Although Neal is based out of Atlanta now, she holds her hometown close to her and holds food giveaways for the community. The organization hopes to battle food insecurity and hopes to give out chicken to at least 400 to 600 different families. Melissa, good morning.
Good morning.
Now,
Amanda.
Of course. Now, could you tell me a little bit about what it means to you to be here today in your hometown, giving away chicken to all of these families?
It means sleepless nights. It means multiple emails, multiple text messages, multiple phone calls just to see what we see here today. LaGrange is near and dear to me. I was born and raised here. I'm a graduate of LaGrange High School, and it's just befitting that I give back to the community where I grew up.
That's awesome. And thank you so much for being here today. I'm sure everyone is so excited.
Yes.
The chicken giveaway will be taking place until noon today here at Lafayette Christian School. Carissa, back to you.
Thanks so much, Amanda. That's an awesome community story. And we thank you so much for trusting WRBL News 3 Saturday morning as your favorite source when you wake up. Coming up, high school basketball is getting close to wrapping up its regular season, and we have the highlights from around the Fountain City. But first, Brian has a look at your weather right now.
Thank you, Carissa. Yeah, a little chilly out there this morning compared to yesterday. Many places close to 30 degrees colder. Coming up, we're going to stay below seasonable for a bit before we start to, warm things up. I've got your first alert forecast. That's still to come.
News 3 is on your side with